Assalamu alaikum. Today, this is our first programming lecture, and we are going to talk about what is programming, what are programming languages, and why do we learn any programming language. So let's start from the programming. So what is programming? So programming is communicating with a computer, and to communicate with anyone, you need to know the language which other person speaks. Let's say if you want to communicate with someone who speaks Chinese, then you need to know the Chinese at least, or there should be some translator between you and the other person who speaks Chinese. The translator will help to convey your messages to the other person and translate that messages to you as well. So we know that the communication with the computer is programming. So we need to know the language which computer understand in order to communicate. But the language which computer understand, it's really complex. It's a 0-1 language, which is hard to understand. So there were some really good people, the scientists who designed some mediator languages, the language which can be translated into the computer understandable language, and we can learn those languages easily. Just like other languages, they also have grammar, they also have rules, but they are easy to learn since the grammar is limited. And then once you learn the basic syntax, the grammar rules, then you will be able to write the code, this the structure, the message which you want to communicate and which you want to convey to the computer. So the languages which we use to communicate with the computer are programming languages. So there are many programming languages. We will start from the easiest one, that is Python. So we will see that how we can use the Python, what is the basic syntax of the Python, and what we can do. So the Python is really powerful language which offers so many high level features which we can use directly. So don't worry if you get confused at the start, things will start to make sense gradually. So just bear with me. So let's start from the very first step. So to write any message, any program, so the program is a message which you write for the computer. So to write any program, you need to know that what you want to write, what are the steps, because computer don't have any intelligence. So whatever the message you want to convey, you want to make sure that you write exactly the same message in a correct order so that the computer understand exactly the same message which you want to convey. So if you change the order of the message or if you miss any information, the computer won't be able to intercept that information and the computer won't be able to assume and fill that gap. So you will have to be very careful about the steps which you write. So let's take a very simple example. If I ask you to add two numbers, so you might ask the first question that you may ask is, what are two numbers? So let's say if I give you the first number, so first number is 3. So what you will do, you will create a memory in your mind, and then you label that memory with the first number or anything relevant, which gives you the idea that this represents the first number which I am going to give you. So you create the memory, label it as a first number, and then you save the 3 there. And then if I ask you, what is the first number? Then you go to your brain, you look for that label, that is first number, and then you say, okay, in that label, I have saved 3. So you tell me the first number is 3. This happens so quickly that we don't really realize, but when we do the programming, we really need to care about very small steps because we will be teaching the computer to do things which we can do. And when you want to teach, then you need to add even a small detail of that procedure of those steps. So, and then we learn that how to add two numbers. So if I give you the second number, that is 5. So you create another label in your brain, and then you save 5 there. So if I ask you what was the second number, you can tell me that is 5. So that is how we save things. We create memory, and then we label that memory and save things there. So if we want the computer to do this for us, then that means the computer also requires the memory to save these numbers. So that means if we talk about that, so the computer is going to, so first number, and I save 3 there, and then second number, save 5. And then to add two numbers, we have first number plus second number. So the computer will create a memory, label that memory first number, and save 3 there, and then it will create a memory with second number. It will save 5 there, and then it will access the value from this memory. It will access the value from this memory, that is 3, 5, and add them up. That will give the 8, and it will put the 8 into another memory and label that memory as a result. So you see, this is a really simple step. So in the next session we will see how we can write the Python program, how to install the Python, and what are the required things which we need in order to write and run the Python program. If you have any question, feel free to leave the comment below. If you have any suggestion, comment that as well, and let me know if this video was helpful. What have you learned? And I hope to see you guys in the next video.